My 32F husband, 33M, is maybe cheating with a student, 18F. What do I do?
I am freaking out right now. My partner is a high school math teacher.
He has been teaching now for a decade now and generally has been praised by students, parents, other teachers and admin for how he does his job.
We have been together for 7 years. We got married in 2023. I have never worried about him being interested in his students.
We have even talked about teacher-student relationships and he has never expressed anything other than disgust and how it's an abuse of power, even if the student is an adult, not to specific instances IRL, just movie instances and general topic discussion.
He has never been called out for being inappropriate, that I know, never engaged with students over the weekend, summer, unless it's school-related, but even then all contact is through school email or with parents.
He generally refers to his students as his kids, and actively keeps a distance from developing too close of a relationship, because he is young, attractive and other male teachers recommended he do so.
Okay, here's what happened. Around March, we were at the movie theater one evening and I noticed a gaggle of girls staring and pointing. I notified my partner, assuming they were his students, and he told me I was right.
We did not go over to say hi. We have seen his students before out and about and he says hi on a case-by-case basis but typically doesn't initiate, and they did not come to us. But, I noticed the rest of the girls playfully shoving one girl with lots of whispers, and the girl was staring at my husband sheepishly. I immediately thought she probably had a crush and honestly, thought nothing of it after until last weekend. We were celebrating Canada Day at a barbecue with family and my husband was pretty wasted. At one point, he went to the bathroom and didn't come back for so long I was worried he was getting sick, so I checked on him. When I knocked and said it was me, he said he was okay and would be right out but didn't unlock the door. He stayed in the bathroom for another 10 minutes. Super unusual for him but it could have been anything. Later that night, I woke up around 3 and he wasn't in bed. Worried again, I got up and found him on his phone in the living room. This is also unusual. When I asked what he was doing, he was definitely surprised and hid his phone screen. He said he couldn't sleep and didn't want to wake me up by watching videos next to me in bed. We both went back to sleep together. The next morning, he was hungover and slept in. I went through his phone. I have never not had a reason to trust him, so I have never gone through his phone. I found nothing of interest, except for the Snapchat app, which was not logged into. He used to use Snapchat but, from what I knew, hadn't in years. I honestly assumed nothing finding the app and figured I was reading too much into things. Last night, I saw a Snapchat notification pop up on his phone while we were watching TV. It was out of the corner of my eye but the logo is too recognition to mistake. My heart fucking dropped, because, knowing he was logged out last week means he is definitely using it secretly. I pretended like I didn't notice and a couple minutes later he got up to take a long poop. I cried while he was in the bathroom. Shortly after, I said I was going to bed early and he stayed up without me, he's on summer break. When I got up for work, he was still passed out. I went on his phone and found no Snapchat app. It was then that I knew something was shady for sure and when I looked up Snapchat on the home screen, it was there, just hidden in a folder of apps disguised as cooking and workout apps. He had not logged out of Snapchat and when I opened it, there was only one conversation with a real human and it was a girl. There was no evidence of conversation between them because, for those who don't know, Snapchat deletes previous messages for good. I was ready to confront him for cheating with basically zero evidence but decided to keep snooping for something concrete. In that same disguised folder, I found that he had OnlyFans downloaded. The only content creator he was subscribed to had the same username as the woman on Snapchat, but it's his fucking student. The one from the theater, who was blushing. I have never clocked a face so fast. I am 100% certain. We make fun of OnlyFans simps all the time so I was already disgusted but I actually threw up when I found this. I was scared I was going to wake him up and genuinely didn't know what to do so I put his phone back and left for work. At work, I did some sleuthing and was able to find the girl's Instagram, Twitter accounts. She's 18 and from grad photos I can tell with certainty that she attended my husband's school. The same OnlyFans link was in her Twitter bio. He has texted me normally throughout the day and I have not responded to any but to tell him I have to go to my parents tonight, but in reality I am still at work because I don't know what to do. The reality is that this is fucked up, but she has graduated.
Is this now just the same as any old affair? I don't even know if she was in any of his classes.
I don't know what to think.
I don't know what to do next.
Lawyer? Should I ask my husband and see what he says?
Should I ask her? Edit to add. Does anybody know how to, if you can tell when an app was first downloaded? Too long did not read. My teacher husband is Snapchatting, subscribed to OnlyFans of a student of his school who is 18. Help. This will not stay a secret for long. If the other students know, this will come out sooner or later. Someone will post something, her parents will find out, but eventually it comes out. Best to protect yourself and get your own legal advice as well as counseling. Your husband is not who you thought he was, and that's a really hard thing to accept, so take the time you need to figure that out. However, you don't know if this was the first time he did it or the first time he got caught. Either way, he should not be working in a school ever again and should be reported. Report him to the school. He's a fucking liability. Should probably document everything concrete you know of first. That will be helpful if he goes 100% denial. Just keep this Reddit post saved somewhere. Then you need to do the really scary thing of confronting him. You might benefit from using a trick detectives use. Don't ask him if he's cheating. Say, I know about her, and pay very close attention to his reaction. I was falsely accused of cheating once. My reaction was pure dumbfounded and I did not panic at all. You probably know your husband well, so you'll be able to tell if he panics. Don't give him any time to prepare, just say it directly right away. His reaction will tell you everything. A teacher watching a student on OnlyFans is bad enough to leave. You don't need proof. You know he is. All the hiding is evidence enough. You don't need to come with a stack of evidence. Call a lawyer and tell him you know. It's done. I'm sorry. There's a chance it was nothing physical, but it's still sick. Of girls will sell their Snapchat and send photos, videos over it. It's very possible that he is subscribed and she doesn't realize it's her old teacher. But that's also weird of him. Am I, 39 male, crazy to think that my wife, 45 female, using a dating app is cheating? Just as the title suggests, I discovered today that my wife was using a dating app with the express purpose of meeting a new potential partner. We are not in an open marriage. I stated at the beginning of the relationship that I do not tolerate cheating of any kind and would end the relationship immediately if it occurred. Well, today, I found out that she apparently had a dating profile, and when I went to see it, sure enough, she stated that she was looking for a new partner and that she was only still with me because she can't afford to be on her own. She doesn't work and I was okay with that arrangement. She does a little more of the household chores and I provide the finances and do some chores like some laundry, dishes, and a lot of the cooking. Either way, when I saw the profile, I confronted her and she admitted the whole thing but says I'm wrong and that she isn't cheating because she hadn't actually met up with anyone yet. I told her I didn't see it that way and that I felt this was immediate grounds for divorce. She thinks I'm dead wrong to see it this way. Am I crazy here? Should I be trying to salvage this like nothing happened? Because according to her, nothing did happen. Added note. I was not using any dating apps, nor would I ever while in a relationship. Update. Reddit has confirmed that I am correct in my assessment. She's packing her bags now and she's leaving tomorrow. Divorce papers are printing as I type. She crossed a clear boundary that I set from the start, and I am done. Update 2. So after she packed up everything, she gave me a, totally, sincere, apology. Something about never meaning to hurt me. Blah, blah, blah. Too late. Should have been faithful. Bye Felicia. I would divorce and stay as far away from that woman. Hopefully, you guys don't have any kids. Well, if you look at it like a crime, it may not be cheating but it's attempted cheating and people go to jail all the time for attempted murder. Also, if her profile specifically says she is looking for your replacement, don't give her time to find one. Dating apps while married? Maybe not cheating but the intent to is there and is just as bad. File for divorce, move on as fast as you can. Rolling on the floor laughing, she thinks you're dead wrong because she got busted before she could line something better up.
You set a boundary, she ran across it, you know what happens next. You're supposed to just stay with her and support her financially while she shops for husband number 2?
She's dead wrong. It may not be exactly cheating but definitely a good reason to divorce. Man. The balls on some of these women are incredible.
My mom, 70F, is pressuring me, 35F, into having kids. I want to go no contact. What do I do? I, 35F, have been married to a wonderful man, 36M, for almost 2.5 years. We decided not to have kids right away. We wanted other things before even trying, like a trip to Paris, a house, other goals.
Now we have silently tried for a baby for almost 7 months. It's been a struggle, to be honest.
We have had several tests made, mostly me, some very painful like a hysterosalpingography, and all of them came out as normal, but still, no baby. We haven't gotten to the hormonal aid, but if this month we don't make it, we'll see an expert my OBGYN recommended.
IVF is expensive, and we've talked about it. There will be a limit in our efforts, since we are aware of our age and our financial possibilities. Basically, even though we have stable jobs, we are not planning to go broke just to get pregnant and then bring a person into this world with a ton of debt. More background. My husband is the 4-carat-th of 5 children, and all of them, except for my husband, have kids. Me on the other hand, I'm an only child on my mom's side. My dad has another daughter with his now wife.
The pressure is on for me. When I wasn't married or even dating, my mom and grandma were pushing me to get a boyfriend. They even hinted to get pregnant and be a single mom like them. No shame in that, but not my goal. When I started dating my husband, my mom was adamant for us to get married at the beginning of our relationship. Then, when we got married, the pressure was on for the kids, and that has been our lives for the last 2.5 years. I already talked to my mom in private, about 1 year ago. I thought she was more open. I said, we might try, but that doesn't mean that's my goal in life. Our family is a family with us too, and other stuff. She said life without kids was meaningless. I don't agree, but finally she calmed down. But my grandma is another story. I don't plan to talk to her because she's a little narcissistic and she always takes things personally. She says things like, I can't say anything then, my opinion is not valued, and all that passive-aggressive crap narcissistic people say when they won't get their way to try and make you feel guilty. Now, onto the problem. Last Saturday we went to a family friend's birthday celebration, my mom, my grandma, my husband and me. She has a sister around my age, Gigi, and she just gave birth to her second daughter. I was hugging the baby, and I didn't notice my mom took a picture of me with her. I love kids, I've always had. That doesn't mean I was going to bring a kid into this world to keep me company. Kids are not pets. The comments were flowing from everyone. Gigi was telling me the kids are a blessing. What was I waiting for? That turned my grandma's comments on about the same shit. We just laugh it off and say nothing. I didn't want to make a scene in someone else's party. My mom was quiet. Though after our talk she was okay. Next day, Sunday, my mom posted the picture of me with the baby. Caption was, doesn't she look good with a baby? I was livid. I was ugly, crying out of pure despair and anger. To begin with, she posted a picture of a baby without her mom's consent. That for me is a big no-no. Secondly, why? I mean, can anyone tell me why on earth will that make me feel other than bad? What is she expecting? That I was waiting for her input in my life to get pregnant? Does she want me to say, oh yes, I'm not ready to have kids but my mom is ready to be a grandma. Never mind me, I'll do it. That last question is hypothetical, like if I wasn't ready financially or otherwise. I am, but that's not the point. I didn't say anything, and I haven't talked to her nor my grandma. My husband says to ignore them and that's it. I want to have kids, I will if I can, but I'm struggling and she's adding up more unnecessary pressure. I'm at the verge of telling my mom that if I'm not enough being her daughter and she wants me to have babies to fulfill my duty as a woman, she can forget about me? I mean, I already talked to her before. How many times does she need to get it? Or, should I just let it blow over and if I get pregnant that will be another story? Just as a heads up, if you do end up having a child, your mom is going to be a complete nightmare. Things like sharing pics of Gigi's babies without asking is a preview of this. Setting boundaries and enforcing them before any kids are in the picture will help stop future gate crashing. Now, onto the problem.
Hun, you perfectly described the problem already.
They do not care about you or want the best for you. They just want what you might be able to give them.
They want to commiserate with you, not support you. Perhaps it's time to go very low contact with them, if not completely no contact. Also, think about getting into therapy if you're not already.
That's a lot of pressure to put on a child. My sister desperately wants kids, but they are struggling with fertility. When she told our NDAD, that bastard, who had been pressuring her for kids, told her he figured that was what was happening and that her pain was nothing compared to his. They will always make it about them.
I feel for you, and I think your outlook is healthy.
Tell her that her inability to respect your boundaries will result in low to no contact, and that will mean limited to no access to kids.
If she wants any access to your potential child, she needs to follow your rules.
I read just the first paragraph. Have you considered IUI? It's much cheaper than IVF, and can work for couples in which the main issue is sperm quality, and maybe also other circumstances. Not sure, but that was our circumstance.
For us, we couldn't conceive naturally, but IUI worked from the first try.
Set a boundary, and when the boundary is not respected, start to withdraw incrementally, stating that the disrespect is to blame, until it is time to go no contact.
You're wasting your time talking to her.
She's self-centered and focused on her desires.
You're just a means to an end, grandkids. She doesn't seem to care about what you're going through.
Tell her that she's doing more harm than good with actions, and as a result, you will be going no contact until further notice. Block her, your grandma, and anyone else who upsets your peace. You owe them nothing. Good luck on your journey.
Girlfriend cheated, now wants to reconcile. Should I? 30F26M. Hi everyone.
I've been dating my girlfriend for over a year, and recently, I found out she cheated on me.
She is a first responder and in the reserves, both very male-dominated fields, and is very committed to her work. I'm 26, and she's 30.
We share many hobbies and have similar personalities.
A bit of background. I was married in my early 20s and was cheated on shortly after.
This has made infidelity particularly painful for me.
I discovered my girlfriend's infidelity when I overheard her talking to a guy she claimed was her mom.
Later, I went through her phone and found out she had gotten a hotel room with this guy and had sex with him. Additionally, she had hung out with her ex-boyfriend for several hours but claims they didn't have sex.
I also found texts where she joked about a threesome with a coworker and his girlfriend. All of this happened over about a month and a half.
To add to the complexity, she was taking a steroid called Anavar, supposedly to recover from a joint injury, which she didn't tell me about until after I discovered the cheating. Since confronting her, she has done a 180 and wants to fully commit to me.
She's been more involved in my life and even started coming to my church. Her mood and behavior have completely changed. She moved most of her stuff to an apartment, which I mainly did because she couldn't find the time, but a lot of her belongings are still in my house, which I own.
She lived here for about a year without contributing to bills, though she bought a few items for the house. My roommate thinks I should kick her out and be done with it.
She's deploying to Romania for 9 months next year, and initially, I planned to stay nearby her base. However, now I don't want to uproot my life for her anymore. She wants us to take a break and make a plan to rebuild trust, but I don't see a path forward. I've told her I only want to be friends at this point, but she does not want us to be separated to the point where we're considered not dating. How would you suggest I proceed in the situation? Please ask if any of this was unclear or you need more detail.
There's obviously lots more to the story, but this is the gist of it, I hope.
She will cheat again.
Best to break it off.
She wants a break to rebuild trust. Sounds like she's not done fucking around yet.
Don't let her manipulate you, buddy.
Your roommate is right.
Just leave her, my guy.
You have a lot in life. You're still young. Leave, move forward and don't turn back. She didn't care enough about you to not cheat on you. Respect yourself or no one else will. She'll do it again, 100%.
Let her face the life she chose alone, work on yourself and find your person.
I have a zero cheating policy.
If someone else wants to be with another guy, that's their choice, but they're certainly not coming back to me. It's way healthier for you, or you will just suffer this pain over and over. Look, there is no easy way to say this, but to her you are Mr. Safe Reliable. Mr. Great Provider, and more importantly Mr. Gullible. Dude, if she loved and respected you, she wouldn't have cheated, or more to the point, put herself in any position that would look like cheating. Be warned though, when you break up with her, she will continue to come back for you. As I said, in her brain, you are what I described in the first paragraph. The only good plan for you is to break up, block, no contact.
Move on, man. You are a divorced man.
You know better than to stay with a cheating girl.
Move your ass, pack her stuff, send it over, block her contact, block her socials, move on with your life.